Hi, so good day, everyone. Are you guys hearing me? Just making sure.
Loud and clear.
Yes,
okay, great. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our third session in our Bible Chat series for September. I am Shanae McIntyre from the St. Thomas Anglican Parish Youth Ministry, and our theme for this month is identity. Last week, we would have had a very enthusiastic, inspirational, and young motivational speaker, Mr. Adrian Seeley, and one of his mantras is, be your own unique self. So before we get into today's session, it is being recorded, so if you feel a bit uncomfortable with your name or your image being shown while asking a question, please feel free to type a message in the chat below and it will be read for you. And our opening prayer this evening is done by one of our members, Terrell Primus. Terrell?
Good day. Heavenly Father, I ask you to please impart your wisdom and knowledge unto the speaker today, and to bless his song with the right words to educate us, O Lord. I ask that you bless the people who are here, and to the people who cannot make it today, Father, and that we can understand our careers even better after today, because, Lord, we know it have upcoming entrepreneurs in this session, and I ask for everyone to pay attention. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen, Terrell, and thank you. So this evening we have a very articulate, easygoing, and even a purpose-driven young man with a degree in mathematics as well as entrepreneurship. He would have entered the corporate world of banking as well as insurance, but then he realized that he needed more significance in his life, more purposefulness. So despite a drastic pay cut, he just knew that he had this intense desire to positively impact the lives of young people. And this is his mission, to impact the lives of 10,000 young people with the sound of his voice. So I'm pleased to introduce to you today student activist as well as career teacher, Mr. Michael Jordon, to enlighten us on the topic of self-leadership. So welcome, Mr. Jordon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. And today we are actually making a part of the 10,000 young people you wish to positively impact. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and the platform is yours.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Shanae. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all this afternoon. Let me turn on my video, my webcam, so you all can see me. There's a bit of light behind me. See if I can help you all out a little bit. Right. So, good afternoon again. My name is Michael Jordon. I am a math teacher by profession. As Shanae mentioned, I started off in corporate banking, right? After I did my degree. It was a good job, well paying, sky's the limit in terms of promotions and that kind of thing. Rubbing shoulders with the who's who in society. And I think it was 2 or 3 years into working in the bank. No, that's not true. It was 5 years into working in the bank when I kind of got this bug that I wanted to do more. All right. And basically God spoke to me and he said, you are meant to be significant in the lives of other people. All right. And I wasn't seeing that happening in the way that I was envisioning it at the bank. All right. So what I did, decided to leave the banking industry, become a teacher. I teach at St. James Sec. All right. And has been good so far. I've been teaching for the past 15 years, but unofficially, but for the past 7 years officially with the Ministry of Education. So I've had the opportunity to really see the struggles that young people go through. I am not that old, don't worry about the gray hair. in the beard and the bald head. That's just hereditary. I'm not that old, so I recently came out of school. There are some things that I would have gone through that I'm seeing is a common thread around, among young people. So I think I could help you all out a little bit. Right? So what I need from everybody here, this is not a speech. Let me get that clear. This is not a speech. So I may ask you all a few questions in between. We have about 45 minutes an hour with each other. So I want it to be as interactive as possible. All right. So today what we're going to talk about is self-leadership. All right. Self-leadership. One of the things that I tend to leave out when I tell people about myself is that I am a certified John Maxwell coach and speaker. I was able to train under one of the world's top leadership authorities, which is Mr. John C. Maxwell. And his definition of leadership is this: a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and then shows the way. All right. A leader is not necessarily someone with followers. All right. A leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and then shows the way. So how does that apply to you in your personal life and in your little sphere as it is right now? Self-leadership, to me, and you all should probably have a little pen and paper, take notes on your phone if you need to. Just something that, so that, let me just mute my phone and just pick it up and I get a message. Right, so take notes, right? Some things might stand out to you. I am not a preacher, although I'll be using some Bible verses that really stand out to me and that I really lean very heavily on in my life, and hoping that it will have some significant meaning to you also, right? So self-leadership is simple. It's how you lead yourself, how you carry on your life, carry on your persona based on a particular outline, right? And the outline is where I want to focus on today, all right? And what is that outline? In my mind, the outline that I have in my life is based on the vision that I create for my life, right? So this is very important to me. I'm very passionate about it. Everybody should have a vision for their life. As minimal as it may be now, still create a vision for your life, right? Everybody must have a vision for your life. So when God put us on this earth, we come here, all of us drop, right? Somebody watch at you, say, oh gosh, this baby cute boy, whatever. At the end of the day, when you were put here, God would have given you a purpose, all right? So we're not just living just because. We're not just floating through life, all right? Or at least we're not supposed to be just floating through life. So God gave us a vision, or God gave us a purpose. And from that purpose, a vision should be born. Now, everybody may not necessarily know exactly what their purpose is, right? And that's fine. But even in the absence of a particular purpose, in terms of, I know for sure this is what I'm going to do, right? You should develop a vision for your life, right? So I'll give you all a simple example of my vision. My vision is to impact the life of tens of thousands of young people through my likeness, through my voice, through my appearance, what I do on a day-to-day basis, right? That's part of my vision. My vision is to make sure that my family, right, the trajectory of my family changes with me in terms of our impact, our finances, all of those things. That is my vision. I have that vision written down in a book, right? So that brings me to my first point, right? No, let me backtrack a little bit. So a lot of people say, well, when I talk to them, Mr. J, well, my students will come, Mr. J, some people will come, Big J, right? I'm not too sure what my purpose in life is, you know. I'm not too sure. I don't have a vision what I gonna do, right? There's a verse in the Bible, Proverbs, I think is Proverbs 23, right? Where Solomon was talking, and he said that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? So what I would tell you, young people, very simply, manage your thoughts. Start thinking about what you think about, right? You need to write that down. Start thinking about what you think about. I heard a very articulate gentleman say this one time. Inspect what you expect, right? So basically, what does that mean? It means, all right, I want my life knowing that whatever I think about a man, what a man thinks about, so is he, right? Because that is the basis that I start my thinking process, right? Knowing that that is the case, what am I now thinking about? Am I thinking about negative things? Am I thinking about positive things? Am I thinking about growth? Am I thinking about staying the same way? Am I thinking about bad? Am I thinking about good? Think about what you are thinking about, right? There's a book that I once read, not the whole, I didn't read the whole book, but part of the book, right? And the name of the book is written by Dr. Shad Hemstetter, I believe, right? The name of the book is escaping me right now. But basically, the premise of the book is this. Whatever you think about is what you would say. Whatever you say is what you would believe. And whatever you believe is what you would manifest. Right? So let me say that again. Whatever you think about in your mind, right, is what you would say. Whatever you say is what you would believe. And what you believe is what you would manifest or what you would do. All right? So if, for instance, I continue saying, I wake up and when I continue saying, listen, today is going to be a bad day. Right? Today is not my day. Or I am unlucky. Right? Then chances are that's what I'm going to believe. Right? And when I start believing it, I'm going to operate in such a way that, hey, I am going to attract bad luck. I'm going to attract bad things towards me. Right? So that's the first thing I want you all to take away from our little talk today. Think about what you think about. Right? Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So bringing that back to vision, think about what you want from your life and do that thinking every single day. Every single day that you are able to draw breath, you should be thinking about what you want out of your entire life. Not just thinking about what you want to eat today. Right? Think about what you want to achieve, right? Think about what you want to achieve in your entire life. Right? So when we talk about the vision, right? Let me pick on somebody. Because I know Niobe. Niobe, you could unmute yourself, please, just for a little bit.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon, Niobe. I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but it's all right. So Niobe, just some simple questions, right? You understand the word vision, right? You understand what the word vision means?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Right, nice. So, question. I assume that you're at home right now, right? Can you remember, you all haven't been in school for the past 5 months or so. Can you remember how the school looks? Nairobi?
I think yeah.
Yeah, all right, good. Can you remember where the cafeteria in the school is?
Yeah.
right? Can you remember the color of certain teachers' cars?
No.
Not all, but you might remember some, right?
Yeah.
Right. But those things are not in front of you right now, right? So there are some, thanks Nairobi, I just wanted to pick on you a little bit. So there are some people who say they can't believe something that is not in front of them that they can't see. All right? They can't see something, they can't believe something that is not in front of them. There's a difference between vision and sight. You need to write that down. There's a difference between vision and sight. Vision is what you see with your mind's eye. Sight is what you see with your physical eyes. Vision is much more important and much more powerful than sight. All right? Vision is what you see with your mind's eye. Sight is what you see with your physical eyes. And vision is much more powerful and much more important than sight. So the reason why I asked Nairobi those questions is simple. Even though she is not seeing those things directly in front of her right now, she can still see them in her mind. So because she can't see it in front of her right now doesn't mean that it is not real, doesn't mean that it is not true. All right? I want you all to really, really, really pay attention to this. Because you can't see it in front of you right now does not necessarily mean that it is not real or not true. For example, I am in my living room right now. I am sitting down at my desk, all right? But I could tell you for a fact what color my car is, what color the interior is, and I'm not seeing it, right? Now you might say, Mr. J, that's simple things, that's just from memory, right? So let me blow your mind a little bit more. Imagination is more powerful than memory. Imagination is more powerful than memory. You ever had a dream of something that didn't happen in real life, but you wake up, your heart pounding hard, you're sweating, you're scared, you didn't know what to do with yourself, but it wasn't real. It was based on your subconscious thoughts, your imagination, right? So going back to the Bible, right? Because whatever I like to do, I like to base it in truth. Truth is written in the Bible, so I'll focus on the Bible, right? There's a verse in Habakkuk 2:2, right? I can't remember who was speaking, but this is basically what the verse said, right? The verse said that write your vision and make it plain. I'm going to break it down. First thing it says is to write your vision, right? The second thing it said is to make the vision plain, right? Excellent, Niobe. Write the vision and make it plain upon tablets or upon tables, right? The reason why we want to write the vision is so that it makes sense. So we could flesh out the details, right? We're not just floating in generality, right? We write in the vision so that we can make it plain, right? And the next part of it is so that those who see the vision should run, right? Those who see the vision should take action. Those who see the vision should take action in a particular manner. Not just those who see the vision will walk slowly without purpose towards that vision. No, it's not that. Those who see the vision would run, right? You ever walking down the road and your neighbor have a bad dog and the dog jumped the fence? Well, I don't know if all young people had them days, right? When I was younger, I went Holy Cross College at first, right, for CXC. When you're walking down the hill, there's a cashew tree on the left-hand side of the hill when you're walking down the hill, right? Now you could have climbed up. It had a big tank. You could have climbed up on the tank to get to the top of the cashew tree. A day after school, we climb up on the tank, we picking cashew, enjoying ourselves, whatever we eating cashew, right? And the owner of the tree, his dog was end up being outside. Now the tank is in such a way you could climb up on the tank. You could basically step onto the tank from the road because you're on a hill. So it have little terraces, right? So when you stand up on the hill, you're actually looking at the top of the tank. The man dog was on the road. We didn't know. Right? When we see the vision of the man dog, we run because we know water more than flower, things getting serious, right? So that is the purpose of writing on your vision. You are writing on your vision, first of all, to make it plain. Secondly, you're writing on your vision so that those who see it, right, may run. Now, at first, you may be the only one who's seeing your vision. So you got to write it down so that you could see it often, every day, so that you could run towards that vision, right? If you don't have a vision for your life, then it is difficult for you to run towards something in particular. You might run towards something, but it mightn't be what you want. So the reason for creating your vision, right? The reason for creating your vision is simple, so that you could detail what it is exactly that you want for your life. And then you could run when you see the vision written, right? And then maybe later on, depending on what your vision is, other people might see it written and other people might start to run with you. So this is the importance of vision. We getting back to the self-leadership. I'll show you all how it is tied in, right? So the first thing, write your vision. Well, inspect what you expect. So think about what you're thinking about. The second thing, write your vision, make it plain, right? So that those who see it could run. Everybody have that? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat so I could know that everybody on the same page. Lovely. All right, Mercedes on point. All right, lovely. So we write our vision, we make it plain, we're thinking about what we're thinking about, right? The next thing is to expect obstacles, all right? Now, this is something that a lot of people don't pay close attention to at the beginning, so that when it happens, it derails them, right? So I heard somebody say it once. Manage your expectations, right? So for me, I expect that I would succeed in whatever I do, all right? I expect that I would succeed. But the reality is that I may fail at some things, right? So I have to manage my expectations. Now, managing your expectations is not doubting yourself. Don't get it twisted. Managing your expectations is just expecting the unexpected to happen, right? It's called Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time. That's life, all right? As young people, I guess is based on how a lot of us grew up, right? We tend to not think about the whole picture. We tend not to, even as an adult today, I could tell you all for a fact, there are things that happen in my life that I'm like, how? This wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't in the plans. How this happened, right? The Bible says that the enemy comes to steal, to kill, and destroy, right? The Bible, now, he ain't come to steal your watch or your Jordans, right? He comes to steal your joy. He comes to kill your dreams. He comes to destroy your hope. The way that that happens is through unexpected things in life. A death in the family. You love somebody, person and love you back. You know, they're young and emotional. Or they always love real hard, real fast. Right? So the little boy in school that you love, he tell you he love you, and then you realize that he didn't love you as much as he say he love you. Right? That didn't have nothing to do with your vision. We know that going to happen. Because the Bible says the enemy come to steal, to kill, and destroy. But the Bible also said that he gives us power over principalities. Right? God gives us power over principalities. Meaning that whatever comes to us, we have the ability through God, not on our own, right? From the time we start to do it on our own as problems, we have the ability through God to, you know, to beat some things, to beat all things, right? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? So we expect the obstacles, but how do we respond to the obstacles? We respond to the obstacles by going back to these two first things that we talked about. We think about what we think about, manage our thinking. And because we have already written the vision, we have made it plain, right? We could now re-examine that vision, remind ourselves of what we are about, right? This is where vision comes into self-leadership. Let me get a little serious now. So when I was growing up, my father used to smoke, all right? My father would get up in the morning, real simple. Get up in the morning, he was a police officer, stretched. We had a upstairs balcony. You walk out on the balcony, on the landing, whatever you want to call it, and you take the cigarette out of the pack, he knocked the cigarette twice, bap, bap, put that in the mouth, light the cigarette. And as soon as he light that cigarette and you take that first pull, he just relax, right? That's how my father used to start his day, right? Because in his mind, today was going to be a stressful day, and it often was, right? So I saw that growing up, right? And I used to hear him cough. You ever hear somebody who smoke cough? It sounds like if they're dying every single time, like if your lungs going and come up through the throat, right? So I used to hear him coughing every day, right? And still he's smoking a cigarette. So I told myself when I was younger, I used to play football, right? I played football at, well, up to university level, right? And I told myself, I will never smoke a cigarette in my life because I wanted to be healthy, because I wanted to be able to run all the time, because I wanted to be able to compete at a certain level, right? And then someday come, now I had this vision of being a footballer, a professional footballer, got scholarship, everything, right? Then this day come, I was home during holidays, neighbors, linemen, wherever. All right, everybody outside, people having fun. Partner take out a box of cigarette, a pack of cigarette. I say, fellas, we go in river. It's all right, we go in river. We reach by the river, start to spark up the cigarette. I say, you know, they say, oh God, Jordon, try it. I say, you know what, I'll try it. Take one pull. I didn't know what I was doing. I watched my father smoke my whole life, and I still didn't know how to smoke. Take one pull and decide I go in and swallow. I almost dead. I couldn't breathe. Just couldn't breathe. Right? And at that point in time, when I thought I was going to die, like literally, I thought I was going to die, right? I remember, well, you tell yourself you wasn't going to do this. And I remember the vision that I had, wanted to play football professionally, wanted to get a scholarship, all of that. Went back to my vision, the obstacle came, the distraction came, right? Went back to my vision and decided, here's what, this is not part of my vision. This will not add to what I want to achieve. So from that day, never put a cigarette in my mouth again. Right? Same thing with alcohol. If you know you want certain things in life, there are certain. All right, I see somebody raising their hand. Mercedes, you have a question? Oh, that's applause. Thanks, Mercedes. Sorry, all right? So, so from that day, I decided I ain't doing it again because now I was able to look back at my vision. You see, I was always, before I knew all these things at a intellectual level, I always used to write what I wanted down. Just jot it down in a book. No long, just jot it down in a book. Right? Right? Very, very well, Terrell. Why make a promise and break it? Especially a promise that you made to yourself. Right? So when the obstacles come, that is when we have to go back to the visionary route. That is why when we have to go back to thinking about what we think, because I could have said, everybody smoking, I could smoke too. Especially if I didn't have a vision for my life. It would have been easy for me to slip into that because I saw my father do it. My older brother smokes now. Everybody around me was smoking when I went to school. I went Holy Cross College. Holy Cross College is what we used to call Holy Cross College is what we used to call the 7-year junior sec. Right? We had fellas planting weed in school. It was that serious. Right? So it had those kind of influences around me. But because I had the vision written down, right, I was able to, all right, make a mistake and then go back to my vision and put myself back on course, right? Anybody know what a gyroscope is? Anybody here know what a gyroscope is? If you know what a gyroscope is, just say yes in the chat so that I could ask you a question. I'm not seeing anybody. All right, so nobody knows. Oh yeah, Mercedes, you know what a gyroscope is, all right? So Mercedes, unmute yourself, just for a little bit.
Hello.
Hi, afternoon. So what is a gyroscope? Explain to everybody what a gyroscope is.
I know it's based on physics. It's like a dial. It spins around and it only spins on a certain point due to gravity.
Right. So you ever had an example of how it works in terms of ever saw how it works?
I saw it on YouTube.
All right. So if you saw it on YouTube, then I'm thinking about the video that you might have seen. All right, thanks, Mercedes. All right, so what Mercedes said was that a gyroscope is a device, right? And the device is basically controlled by the gravitational pull of the Earth, right? Magnetic gravitational pull of the Earth, right? So if I have a gyroscope in a space, right? And that gyroscope is set to a particular direction, right? However the operator is set to a particular direction. Let's say it's set to west. No matter how much I try to pull that gyroscope east, if I'm holding the suitcase, it will always pull me back. So I will run. I'll run until I get tired, right? And then the gyroscope will drop me on my back and pull me all the way back to where I'm supposed to be. That's how powerful it is. All right? So that's what your vision is supposed to be for you. Your vision is supposed to be so strong, something that you feel so strongly about, that regardless of what happens in your life, regardless of what obstacles come up, all right, it pulls you back to where you are supposed to be. It determines the behaviors that you have. So if you know you want to be a doctor, if that is a passion, if that is a vision, you wrote it down. You think about it every single day. You're watching podcasts talking about medicine. You're watching all the medicine shows, Grey's Anatomy, all them things. I don't watch TV that much, right? You're watching it every day. You are obsessed. It is a beautiful obsession. If that is the case, then all of your actions supposed to guide you towards that end. Even when you go off course, it's supposed to pull you back. Wait, hey, oops, know what you're doing. There's no way about. If you go this route, you can't get this, so you can't go this route. Right? So the vision that we have, right, for ourselves is supposed to be that gyroscope. Right? So let's recap a little bit. We're thinking about what we think about. So we're thinking about what we want out of our life. When we think about what we think about, then we decide, all right, we think we know what we want. Let me write it down. We write the vision and make it plain. So every time I see it, I would run towards that vision. Let me know that obstacles will come. Right? Let me manage my expectations so that I could make the right decisions along the way. All right? So anybody here plays football? Fellas, ladies. Terrell. All right. So Terrell, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear. So Terrell, you play for a team?
Used to.
Who you used to play for?
I used to play for a team in Central called I forget your name, but I used to play for your team.
All right. You used to play for school?
St.Thomas, yeah, St.Thomas, I remember.
St.Thomas. All right, I know the team. You used to play for school too?
Yeah.
What school is that?
Azure Boys College in Charlieville.
Azure Boys, nice. So you play some football. You're good? You're any good?
Yeah.
Yeah. They always say that, but anyway, right? So who is your favorite? Let me not ask that. Who do you think is the best player in the world? Best football player in the world?
To me, I will say Cristiano Ronaldo, but it have others who will say
You
Messi.
could line, boy. Me and you could line. Forget that Messi, man. Right? Me and you could line. Messi good or no?
Yeah,
no,
he good, but
let me be
not
real.
good.
No, let me be real. You're all good. Boy, I think, right? But I prefer Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Cristiano Ronaldo
Yeah, Ronaldo is the best for me. I get.
right? But do you know something? Do you know that both Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo had well, they are both now considered the best in the world, right? Messi is making 250 something thousand euros a week. Cristiano is making 200 something thousand euros a week too, right? Both of them making $1 million a month easy, right?
Okay.
People who are the best players in the world were born with physical defects that should not have allowed them to become what they are now.
Yes, I know that.
Right?
Messi can go.
Right? So Messi suffers from dwarfism. Right? And Cristiano Ronaldo had a heart condition.
Heart cut, yeah.
Right? That basically did not allow him to partake in any kind of extenuating exercise thing that will make his blood pressure high or anything like that. Right? His heart rate high. It could kill him. All right, thanks to him. All right. So both of them had these health defects, right? What they considered health defects, and nobody would have thought that they would have had what it took to become the best in the world, right? So that brings me to my next point. Never let somebody, and you all need to write this down. Never let somebody's opinion of you, determine who you are or who you become. Right? Good or bad? Never let somebody's opinion of you determine who you are or who you become. Because they looked at Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Little skinny, lanky boy from Madeira in Portugal, right? Yeah, he has skill, but he can't run for long. That will bust through chest, right? His mother used to cry and tell him, don't go and play football. Please don't go and play football. He and his brother used to run away from home to go and play football. Because in his mind, he always knew that he wanted to play football, and he always knew that he wanted to be the best in the world. So, right now, you all might be living in a particular way. There might be certain things that might be going against you, right? You don't come from a family with plenty of money, right? People may not consider you to be the brightest, right? You may not have had the opportunities that somebody else may have had. That has nothing to do with you, right? I have some of my students on this call, and they would tell you, I always say this. What other people think of me is none of my business. What other people think of me is none of my business. That is their thought. They could hold that, right? And you should think the same way. What other people think of you, what other people think of your vision, what other people think of your potential has nothing to do with you. Because here's the thing, God will never put something in your heart that you cannot do. So whatever you're dreaming about, as far-fetched as it might be, as big as it might be, as impossible as it might be, God wouldn't put it in your subconscious mind if you did not have the ability to do it. Simple as that. All right? So I need you all to focus more on what God gave you than what other people think of you. All right? Let me just check the time. I think right. You okay for time there? All right, we have 10, I think we have 10, about 10 more minutes. All right? So, what people think of you is none of your business. That brings me to my next point. Another Bible verse. I can't remember where it is from, all right? But this is what it says. It says that a man's gift shall make room for him. A man's gift shall make room for him. I think it says later on in that passage, right, that his gift shall make it so that royalty, I'm paraphrasing here, his gifts shall make it so that royalty will come before him. So I want you to think about that for a little bit. God said in his word that a man's gift shall make room for him. What does room mean? Room means opportunity. Room means space. Room means a place of dwelling. Right? A man's gift shall make room for him. And then it went on to say that his gift, right, shall put him in the eyes of royalty, of great men. All right? So, why is that important to us? As young people, we tend, well, not as young people, more so as young people, but as people on the whole, we tend to look a lot at what everybody else is doing. We tend to look a lot at What everybody else making money from? How this looking? And because it looks good, because somebody else doing it, we want to do it too. All right? So look at this. I consider myself a little bright. Thanks, Nairobi. Proverbs 18, 16. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. All right? So I consider myself a little bright. Not the brightest, but a little bright. Right? I could have decided that I wanted to do anything in life. But I did A-levels in a school, and I went to school in a time where they were pushing engineers. They wanted the government itself of this country wanted a lot of engineers, right? So I told myself I wanted to be an engineer, right? Everybody around me wanted to do engineering, right? When I did A-levels, I did A-levels at St. George's College. All of the boys in my class wanted to do engineering. Every single last one in the science class wanted to do engineering. All right? So I wanted to do engineering too. All right. Did A-levels, got my results, didn't get good enough results to get into engineering one time, so I had to go natural sciences. Did maths, chemistry, physics in UE. Right? Listen to me. I hate physics more than most other things in the world. And I knew that at some level in A-levels, and I knew that at some level for CXC, but I still tell myself, hey, I wanted to do engineering because everybody else wanted to do engineering. Right? I hate physics with a passion. It took me until my first year in UE, I failed physics with flying colors, right? To decide, here's what, this is not for me. Right? And then I had to sit back and think about, all right, what am I good at? What can I do, right, that comes easily to me? And I realized academic-wise, I could do maths. Always loved maths. Was real good at maths. Could catch mathematical concepts like nothing. All right? Now, write this down. What is a gift? And I'm going to, I like words, so you all have to excuse me for a little bit. I really like words, and I try to give words, to use words in a particular way. So when we say gift, we're thinking about a present, right? When we say gift, we're thinking about a present. Present is something that somebody gave to you, right? Present also means right now, right in this particular moment, right? The present. Present also means, or in context, it also means I am here, right? So this is what my definition of a gift is. A gift is something that I can do right now in my phase, in my physical state right now, right here, that I could do right now that comes easily to me that may be more difficult for other people. And I need you all to get this. If you all don't get anything else that I talk about here, I need you all to get this particular point. A gift is something that I can do right now that comes easily to me that may not come as easily to other people. Right? So some people's gift, some people could sing. I could sing, but I don't think that is my gift really. Because I can't really do it as good as other people. It don't come that easily to me. Right? If I try to sing for you all now, parts of it will sound real good, and then some parts of it will sound real horrible, I promise you. So I don't think that is my gift. Right? Some people's gift might be sewing, they're good with their hands. Some people's gift might be intellectual. Right? So examine what you are good at. Examine what you are good at. And what you are good at, once you decipher, okay, this is a gift, this is something that God gave me, right? Specifically for me. Start to pay attention, right? So Terrell say you good at drumming. That is a gift, right? John say he could sing. That is a gift. Pay attention to that gift, right? The Bible said that that gift shall make room for you and put you before great men. Y'all, this is by far one of the most important things that I have ever come across in my life. Right? My gift, me personally, is that I am a very, 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 very fast learner. So there's very few things that I can't learn to do. Right? That's my gift. So what I try to do is to position myself in a way to always exercise my gift. So if you come into my car right now, I seldom ever listen to music, all right? I only listen to music when I'm in a certain mood, all right? But when you come into my car is like a rolling university. I am always listening to something that I could learn from. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always listening to lectures, right? Always, always, always. Now, people might say that are boring. So what? I don't do with me. All right? I am able to speak easily. Crowds do not faze me. So one of my gifts is speaking. I may not speak like somebody else, but I am not perturbed by people standing up in front of me. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to use that gift. All right? So whatever your gift is, right? And this is a little bit back to front, but whatever your gift is, use that to tie it into your vision. So let me go back a little bit. First things first, think about what you think about. Make sure your thoughts are beneficial to you. Think about what you may be gifted in. Write those things down. Think about what you want to achieve in your life, what you want to come on. When you lie down on your deathbed, right? Or forget the deathbed, you done gone, funeral time. Right? I know a lot of people don't like to think about that. I like to think about it because it puts me in a particular state of mind. Funeral time, your funeral, you are lying down in the casket. People around are talking about you. Think about what you want to leave them with. That stems from your gift, your thinking, your vision. And those three things should determine how you go about your day-to-day life. Let me give you a little short anecdote. Right, so I want to have a lot of money, right? A lot of people might say, okay, that kind of vain and whatever. All right, fine, no problem, right? But at the same time, I believe that money answered all things. And there are some things that I want to do with my life. There are some people that I want to affect. There are some changes that I want to effect. And money is necessary to do it. So a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis is centered around putting myself in a position where money is not a problem. So one of the things that I want to do is that I want to, when I decide that I am not going to be teaching in the government service anymore, right? I want to go into schools and see people, see students with talent, see students that are going in a particular direction, and I want to be able to give them scholarships to aid them in that pursuit. I cannot do that without money. Yeah, I could go and beg people to help me, but I would like to beg. So I prefer to make my own money so that I could do that. All right. So let me recap and then we'll answer some questions. So first things first, think about your gift. Think about what God has given you that you can do better than everybody else. Comes easily to you, but hard for everybody else to do. Think about your thoughts. Make sure you manage your thoughts. Because whatever a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you think you are a success, success will follow you. If you think you're no good, then that is what you're going to get out of your life. So manage your thoughts. Secondly, write your vision. Make it plain so that those who see it will run. Initially, the only person who's supposed to see it is you. So write your vision so that when you see it, hey, whoops, I get moving. I started to move one time. All right? Know the difference between vision and sight. All right? Vision is something that you could see in your mind's eye. It is more powerful than sight. Sight is what you could see in physical. If you could see something that has not as yet been made physical, you are a powerful and dangerous person. Trust me. Listen to me. Trust me. Right? I like to use real world examples. The richest man in the world right now, according to Forbes, is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos decided that, hey, I don't like this, the way that we have books, that we sell books and that kind of thing. I want to find a new way to sell books. So he went online and he decided to sell books online, created Amazon, small little office. Nobody knew about him. All right? A decade plus later, he's the richest man in the world. Everybody is using Amazon. He is worth over $200 billion because he had a vision of people buying. Now, he started with books. He had a vision of people buying books online, people not having to go to physical stores to get books, giving people opportunity to sell the books that they no longer want online. That was his vision. He is now the richest man in the world. That is the power of vision. Right? So vision is more important than sight. The next thing, obstacles are going to come. Be ready for them. Know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Be ready for him. Do not do it on your own strength. It don't make sense. Right? It don't make sense. And lastly, right? Your gift. Your gift, your gift, your gift, your gift. Own your gift. Focus on your gift. Put energy into your gift. All right? Put energy into your gift. Because it will make room for you. It will put you before great men. All right? So let's take some questions. Anybody have any questions for me? I don't want to keep you all too much longer. Nice, Niobe. Well done, Terrell. You're welcome, Mercedes, very much. I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions? Anything that they might need a little bit more guidance in?
For me, get it? For me, please excuse my bathroom. Um, Self-discipline, because I believe I take in this personal as I say. I believe that God really lined this up because since COVID-19, I've been hearing things about writing down your vision, and I actually wrote it down. Self-discipline, plan, and how you
Say that over again, Niobe. You broke up a little bit. All right, so I'm not too sure. All right, so let me just tackle the question of self-discipline. I want to be very careful when I say this, right? Because a lot of people take it the wrong way. But I am not necessarily a big believer in self-discipline, right? In certain aspects. And I'll explain what I mean. If you are hungry, right? You're hungry. You ain't eat for days, right? And you get up in the morning and it have food in front of you. You're going to eat, not so? Right? All right. But if you are hungry, same scenario, you ain't eat for days, and there's no food in front of you, what you're going to do? You're not going to go and look for food? You're going to find somebody treat a raid. You're going to call somebody. You're going to beg your mother for money to go by the shop. You're going to find a way. You need to eat. You need to eat. So for me, self-discipline for me in certain instances is only necessary when you are doing something that you are not, that you don't have a strong enough why for. So the way that I would answer that, Niobe, is that you need to determine what is your why. The way that I like to put it, what is your magnificent obsession? What is the reason that you do what you do? Right? What is the reason that you do what you do? So when I was younger, I always wanted things. I like nice things. I like to travel, whatever the case is. Right? So that was my reason for wanting money. Then, as I got older, I wanted significance. I wanted to impact lives. So now that is my reason for wanting money. It got even more, the obsession got even more pronounced, right? When I had my son. Because now I am responsible for this life. I'm responsible for giving him certain opportunities. So now, all I line to tell all you, COVID-19 or no COVID-19, I get 4 to 5 hours sleep a night. Because I am constantly working towards what I want. I am constantly working towards what I say is my desire. So for me, we have to determine what it is we really want. We have to determine our magnificent obsession, our burning desire. We have to determine what that is. right? So for example, somebody might say their desire is to become a doctor, right? There's this thing called, right, so Terrell, I'll answer your question one time, right? So there's this thing called the 7 degrees of why, right? I want to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? Why? So you give yourself an answer. When you give yourself that answer, why? Try to get deeper. Why? So every time you give yourself an answer, ask yourself why. Why the answer that you give? Keep on asking yourself why. You would find more times than not, and it is a hard exercise. I'll let you know from now. It is a very, very, very difficult exercise. You're going to get frustrated. But what is going to happen is that you're going to start to think a lot deeper than you would think on a normal basis. And you would come down to the real reason why you want to do certain things. Right? And once you could align yourself with that reason, Niobe, self-discipline will become second nature when it comes to that thing. All right? I hope that answers your question. Anybody, you're welcome, Niobe. Anybody have any other question? Well, Terrell, I hope that answers your question too. All right, so continue asking yourself why. All right, anybody have any other question? I think I saw a question. Let me go back in the chat. What mindset would you suggest a graduating student to have in going into the job market? Colin, that depends on you. What you need to figure out is, okay, what is the purpose of having a job for you? There are some people who want to have a job just to pay bills. Right? That is not my purpose of having a job. My purpose of having a job is not to pay bills. If my purpose for having a job was to pay bills and to live a nice life, I would have
from inside.
I would have stayed in the bank. Right? Because I telling you, what I'm making now, I would have been making twice that in the bank right now. Easily. But my bill's still getting paid though. Right? So it comes down to, Colin, what is the purpose for you going into the job market, right? As far as mindset would go, I would say that everything should be hinged on growth, right? Everything should be hinged on growth. Meaning this, if you are not growing, you die. You are dying. Anything that is not growing is dying, right? Get the idea of stability out of your head. There's nothing. Anyway, there's nothing stable about staying still. Right? When you go to the hospital in critical condition, when they tell you you are stable, it doesn't mean that everything is well and fine with you. It means that you are at a position where, okay, I could maybe send you home. We might have some issues later on the road. But for now, you're okay. That's what stable means. Right? So your mindset should always be a mindset of growth. Right? Fight for growth. If you are not growing, then you are dying. And that's a problem. All right. Any other question? Agreed, Niobe. If your vision is tied to somebody else in some aspect, right? It's easier for you to move because selfishness is not sustainable. All right. Any other questions, anybody, before I turn it back over to Miss McIntyre? Not seeing any other questions in the chat. If you all don't be afraid to unmute yourself and ask a question.
Good day. I have a question.
Go ahead.
I like to say that I am also a fast learner like you, but I realized that I could do almost anything. With that, I have no foundation on where to start. Because I have no urge to really do anything. I find myself having lots of hobbies that I continuously picking up. I have no urge to, or a ground to continue or to try.
Okay. So first things first. All right, let me say it like this. A gift could be a blessing and a curse, right? Now, this is what I mean by that. I have seen very, very, very talented people. Let me just talk about football. I've seen very talented footballers who did very little with the gift that they had, right? I don't know if some of y'all might, you're young, some of y'all might know him, right? But there's a footballer, a Trinidadian footballer. He used to play with the strike squad, right? He used to play Russell Latapi and Dwight York and all of them, right? But he didn't get anywhere close to where they got to, right? His name was Arnold Dorica. Real bad. And I tell you, one of the baddest to ever do it. He was different, right? But he liked weed more than he liked football. So the things that the others were able to do, he wasn't able to do it. He had more natural skill than them, but because he was all over the place, it was difficult for him to excel, right? So what does that mean for you, Mercedes? We have the ability to learn things quickly. We have the ability to be good at a lot of things, but good and great at different things. So what you have to do now is that you need to kind of sit down quietly and determine for you what you believe you are great at. It might take asking some people that are close to you, what do you think that I'm great at? You might have to go into some prayer, ask God, God, reveal to me what do you want me to do with what you have given me, right? So it may not come easily. I'm not going to lie to you all and say that this is an easy path to take, right? But it is going to take some searching on your end, Mercedes, right? So continue. What I would say is continue trying, continue doing different things, continue getting different experiences, right? But always seek out the truth. Always seek out, ask God, God, what do you think I should be doing? All right?
Thank you very
Because
much.
no problem. Because when we finally get it, life gets a whole lot more better. A whole lot better. Not a whole lot more better. Well, excuse me, I'm a math teacher, not an English teacher. All right, so it gets a whole lot better. All right, not easier. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't get easier, it just gets better. Right, more meaningful. All right, I think that is it. I'm not seeing any other questions.
John, good evening.
Good evening.
You know, in the business world, the question of having a vision is one thing, but the question of communicating that vision so that you can get support for achieving that vision is equally as important.
Correct.
Could you speak to, because I know we're talking more about individuals now, could you speak to the extent to which it is important to be able to communicate that vision to the persons from whom you would expect support?
Okay.
How important is that?
Okay. That's a good question. And the answer that I have for that question may not be the answer that most people want, but this is what I have found to be true. don't expect anybody to support you. All right? And this is what I mean. Not that people would not support you, right? But don't expect that they will support you. The people that you want to support you will support you, or even will support you in the way that you need support. All right? There's a rapper that I follow very much, very closely. His name is Toby Nowigwe, right? He's from Texas. The boy bad. If only like rap, I promise you, look up Toby Nowigwe, he will change your life. Right? That's one. He said that he found when he's an independent artist, meaning that he never signed for any record label or anything like that. Right? And what he said was that he found that when he was on the highway, when his car shut down and he was on the highway pushing the car for himself, he found that a lot more people were motivated to come out of their car and help him push his car. Right? So let me rephrase that. When you are doing what you are supposed to be doing, not looking left or right, focused on your goal, chances are that the people who need to come into your life for business, for nonprofit, whatever the case might be, they tend to come into your life a lot easier. People who are better, who are aligned with your vision, with where you are going, they tend to come to you. They tend to come into your sphere. So I wouldn't focus too much on at least for, how could I put it, at least not right now or in the beginning. I wouldn't focus too much on articulating your vision to other people. I would first focus on articulating your vision to yourself. Make sure that you are very, very, very sure of what you want. So the practice that I do is ever so often I go back into my book and I rewrite my vision. Right? I have that book. The book is sitting right next to my bed. So I'll get up in the morning. I'll be thinking about something during the night. I'll get up in the morning and I'll rewrite my vision based on something that would have happened. So it becomes more precise, right? So that when now, so for example, me speaking to you all today, I didn't have to go out and look for Ms. McIntyre, right? I was doing my work slowly but surely. I've been doing it over the years, and people have seen what I've been doing. The people that have seen what I've been doing and that have the same heart that I have, they are now in a position where, okay, if they hear something come up or they see something come up, they could say, "Oi, Jordon could deal with that. Jordon is a good person for this." Right? I hope that answers your question, Margaret. I hope that answered your question. All right, so focus.
Yes, I am looking at it from, okay, so let's say my point of view, we are outside the youth circle.
Right.
But you are there and you want to give support to the young people. And one of the things that would help to help to steer them, because I mean everybody has a vision, yes, and they have to sort of work towards it. But some of them are not sure about the steps that they should take, how far they should go. You know, in other words, the planning is not as detailed as it ought to be. So on our side now, you look at them and you say, okay, I want to be able to help you. And to me, what is important is for me to understand your vision, as you call it, so that my helping would not derail you, but would give you the support. So that I think it's important for them to be able to articulate, very good word, articulate the vision and communicate the vision to perhaps the persons who come into your life, as you say, they will come. but they must be able to be clear about, you know, what that vision is, and more importantly for us, what support we can give, if any, to making that vision become a reality. So I was just looking from our end in terms of their being able to communicate that intent to the people who are in the sort of a slightly outer circle.
Okay. What I would say to that is that I believe the articulation of vision gets better with time. What I would say to the young people is that if you have a close circle, I am not one who would say tell everybody what you are about. Right? I'm very, very, very big on protecting your energy, your personal energy, right? But if there are people who you trust, as young people, as anybody for that matter, once you have a vision, make it a habit of speaking about it, right?
Okay.
Make it a habit of speaking about it. So in your instance or in your space, in a particular, well, you want to help them. You would be a nice conduit in terms of them coming to you and saying, "This is what I want to do," right? What I think might be beneficial is if you could develop a series of questions, or you could develop a way to help them push deeper into what. That's why that thing that I mentioned about the seven degrees of why, right? That's a great way of helping people articulate the vision.
Okay.
Right? Is not a cut and dry thing. As I said, it's not something academic, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to give a straightforward answer to it. But what I think happens with vision is that vision becomes clearer with pursuit over time, right?
Okay.
So once you are in a position where you could help them pursue it, even if they might, because sometimes you have to go the wrong way in order to know the right way. So even if you have a vision and you go down a particular road, we're thinking that, hey, this will help me towards my vision. And you reach a roadblock and you say, okay, this ain't working. You now know I'm not doing this. All right, prime example, Thomas Edison. 10,000 ways. He said that he learned 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb before he actually made the light bulb. Right? So going down the road is not necessarily a bad thing once it is in pursuit of the vision. Right? So you just have to put yourself in a position to be there for them if and when they go down the wrong path. Right? I think more than anything, the articulation or the precision of vision comes with time. All right?
Okay. Thanks very much.
No problem, no problem. All right, so let me, all right, so let me go back up a little bit. I'm seeing a question from, yes, Terrell, I still play football. I have a bad ankle injury, but I still play football, and I'm very bad. Ask my students, real bad, right? Amaya, right? She said that she's just starting a business. Oh yes, Amaya. Roko. She's just starting a business, and she's found that she's found what she wants to do, but she's kind of lost on how to begin. All right. So this is a nail salon. All right. So Amaya, so this is what I know of you. I know that you have talent. I have seen your work. I know that you have talent. So here's what. Use what you already have. I have seen, for the girls who into those kind of things, there's a young lady on Instagram. Her name is Chelsea, right? I think her Instagram name is Makeup by Chelsea or something like that. She was one of my students. top of my maths class about 7 years ago, right? About 6 years ago. Everybody thought that she should have gone to university because she's bright, very bright. Academically, she on top, right? She decided that she wanted to do nails. What she did was that she started to work with her friends, right, and family, and she started that her Instagram page to just showcase what she did, right? So you could go along the same lines because I mean social media is where it's at right now. So you could, whatever you do, if you do your own nails, your mother nails, your sister nails, your auntie nails, your neighbor nails, the dog nails, whatever you want to do, document it. Put it on social media. Decide, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do nails. Why do I want to do nails? Do I want to make people feel good about their self? Do I want to lift people's self-esteem? Right? Do I want to express art through nails? Decide why you want to do nails and let that drive you. Social media is a great outlet. Right? Word of mouth, great outlet. So in terms of starting, it doesn't have to be big. Right? The start doesn't have to be big. Once you are moving in the direction that you're supposed to be moving in, right? Things tend to work themselves out. Yes, you have a plan, right? But things tend to work themselves out over time. So start what you're doing, document it, show people what you are doing, because that's a service. So you have to show people that this is the service that I'm offering. Show people your prowess in that service, right? Give tips if you have tips to help people who might want to do it on their own, right? I'm trying to remember the quote. Oh, the quote says this: service to many leads to greatness. So the way that you could serve many before business comes in is you could just go online, go on YouTube, make tutorials, go on Instagram, make tutorials. TikTok is a big thing right now. If you could do TikTok videos to show your work, how you go about it, that would help. All right. So I hope that gives you some insight. It doesn't have to be big at first, Amaya. Just start.
Thank you.
And seek out people who have done it before. So if I were you, right? Amaya, you know Chelsea?
I think I remember her.
Right. So reach out to her. She does classes and she does those kind of things. So reach out to her. So talk to her. All right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. Adrian said, pleasant good afternoon, good evening, everyone. What advice would you give to our nation's youth who are faced with unique challenges of social media peer pressure, which may tend to distort their individuality? We spoke about this to some extent earlier on. When you focus on your gift, when you focus on, and this is how I deal with individuality. When you focus on your gift, you tend to not get distracted by what else happens, right? And if you are distracted, it's only for a short period of time, right? So the advice that I would give to young people now, especially with social media, with so much things coming up on social media, peer pressure, that kind of thing, focus on your gift. Figure out what you are gifted in, right? And the same thing, write down your vision. That's your rudder. That's your gyroscope, all right? Focus on your gift. And from the time you realize that your gift is not necessarily someone else's gift, right? Then you become a little bit more tunnel vision, all right? So let me give you an example. I don't post a lot of stuff on social media, but I use social media for a reason. If you go onto my Instagram profile right now, no, that's not true. Most of the people that I follow, right? Most of the people that I follow are people who have something that I want not from a covetous point of view, but who have achieved something that I want to achieve at some level, right? It could be family-wise, it could be business-wise, it could be physically, right? Those are the people that I have on my social media. Now, because I have my vision and because I know what my gift is, a lot of them line up with the gift that I have. So one of my gifting is speaking. So I pay attention to a lot of speakers, right? Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson. Those are the people that I pay very close attention to on social media, right? I used to be very fit, trying to get back there. So the people with regards to fitness, I look at certain people for fitness on social media. So it's not that it's bad and peer pressure is good in certain instances. It's just how you use the peer pressure, right? When you have people around you, whether it be social media or in person, who have goals, who are working towards better, who are growing, who focus on growth. When you have those people around you, often it is very difficult for you to fall off or to get distracted from what you want to do, because those people are going to hold you accountable, right? We speak on accountability one time. People need accountability. If you do not have people around you who are going to tell you the truth, you are in a dangerous place. You are in a very dangerous place. So get people around you that you know for sure have your best interests at heart. You know for sure will tell you the truth. You know for sure who will be cheerleaders for you. Those are the people that you want to have around you. Those are the people that you want to look at, right? So that's what I will tell young people. Make sure that you follow people who are in line with what you want to achieve, people who will tell you the truth, who will hold you accountable. All right. Adrian, I hope that answered your question. I hope that helped out. All right, nicely. All right, so I think I will call it there. Cyprian, are you taking over from here, or? But I'm not seeing.
I'm here.
Okay, right, yes.
Right, so everyone, remember to start thinking about what you think about, just like he said. Manage your thoughts, write down your vision, and never let someone's opinion of you determine who you are or what you become. But one thing though, Mr. Jordan, just in 30 seconds, what you would like to leave with us young people today?
30 seconds. That's me, I'm very long-winded. Simply put, establish and go after your gift. Decide what is determine what your gift is and go after that. Just put all the energy that you have into your gift, and you'll be surprised what will come out of it.
Right. Thanks so much for that, and also for being our presenter on self-leadership. Thanks so much for engaging us in this fruitful discussion. Now we can actually take this information and start working on developing our career path. Also, thank you for being in this educational field to really guide us and for imparting us with your knowledge and for using your voice as that influential tool to empower and make a positive impact in the lives of us young people. So what we would like to do is wish you the best in everything that you do, especially on this journey to empower the lives of young people. Thank you again. So we can end up on a word of prayer. Lord, please bless and watch over each and every one of us on this chat. Please bless the words we speak and let it be pleasing in your sight, O God. Strengthen our bond with our families. Protect us from the COVID-19. Bless our new style of virtual learning and remove from us all the distractions, the frustrations we may face, but please bless our teachers and our classmates and help us to make the best of this online learning. Please bless Mr. Jordan in his career, his family, and on this mission to impact the lives of thousands of young people. And also please keep all of us safe as we are about to leave this call. In Jesus' name, amen. So to everyone, especially you, Mr. Jordon, thank you so much for joining us. And we continue our Bible chat. Next week, we'll be looking at dating. So do join us again and feel free to extend the invitation to others. Have a blessed evening and stay safe.